Could we perhaps go maybe a little bit back into history and talk about how gender let's talk about a famous person from church history, and how they challenged gender roles of the time. Would you take us through that?
One of Brigham Young's many polygamous children was Brigham Morris Young, and he was a really interesting chap. He served a mission in Hawaii. He married one of Lorenzo Snow's daughters and raised a family. They went with their young children to serve another mission in Hawaii. And when he came back, he spent the next sort of decade or two with a career on the stage. So we in our culture in Britain, we have a big place in our culture, in our hearts, for drag queens, basically, for people, for men who are very camp, and hamming it up with female characteristics. It's just part of our culture, and it's not seen as threatening. Historically, it kind of dates from Shakespeare's time, where traveling actors would have to fight. There's no police. If people want to attack your traveling troupe on the way to the next town, you have to get a sword out and kill them. So there was no way it was safe for women to be actresses. So all the female roles would be played by men. So this is kind of an aftershock of that long tradition in theatre in Europe. So vaudeville then is kind of it's basically a variety show, and you have your traditions within it. You know, you'll have a serious love song, you'll have a comedy act, you might have some clowns, and one of the most popular ingredients would be a man dressed as a woman performing and singing. And Brigham Morris Young was great at this. He had a fantastic falsetto voice. um, Brigham Morris Young dressed up as a woman, his wonderful Victorian clothing, late 1800s, and looking glam basically. And this is one of the publicity photos. So this was Morris's stage persona as Madame Petrini, and his Mormon audiences loved it. No one felt threatened by it. No one was boycotting it. There was no, oh, the LGBTQ agenda is coming for our families and all of that sort of thing. I think one of the big lessons to learn from that is actually how modern intense homophobia is. It's really important to learn the history of all of this, that people used to be much less uptight about people expressing their gender identity differently, let's say.